Formatting is a crucial component when developing a resume. The reason for this is an employer typically only takes 5 to 10 seconds to look at your resume for the first time. So we want to make sure that all the information is easy to find and that it's consistent across the page. Here are a couple general tips on how to develop your resume in a way that is easy to find all the information as quickly as possible. So, first of all, a resume is typically one page. It can be 2 pages if you completely fill the second page, but you're not going to have a resume that's 1.5 pages or 1.25. It'll either be 1 page or 2 full pages. With the font size on your resume, within a section, 10 to 12 point font is an appropriate size. You can have larger section headers, but if you go anything smaller than a 10, it looks too small. And larger than a 12 for bullet points and the main content can start to look too large and like you're trying to fill up space. Font styles like Calibri, Times New Roman, and Arial are all appropriate. Others are appropriate as well. Just make sure that the font style is easy to read. It doesn't have too many cursive type letterings and marks. It should be nice and simple and easy for all individuals to read. We get a lot of questions about colored ink on a resume or if an individual should be using color when they're developing their document. Colored ink is okay to use, but usually we'd only recommend using one color. And keep in mind that not all individuals can see every color. There are varying versions of visual impairments that people may have, and if the color is a crucial component to your document, they may not be able to see that. So our recommendation would be to print your resume in black and white, regardless of what colors you use, and see if you're still able to see the color. Colors like yellow and pinks and lighter colors are not always the best choice, or light greens, things like that. So keep that in mind, and black and white is always a go-to. Margins on your resume. Typically, we recommend keeping your margins between a 1-inch and a 1/2 inch margin. When you open up a Word document, a 1-inch margin is what you'll start off with. But if you are looking to create more space on your page and you're running out of room, bringing your margins down to the narrow margin on Word or the 1/2 inch margin is completely appropriate and works very well. And one last tip, references should not be located on your resume. If an employer asks you for references, that should be a separate document altogether, and you can check our site for an example of what reference pages might look like. But it should not take up space on your resume. The resume should be all about you. So those are a few tips when it comes to formatting on your resume. Check out the other videos for more in-depth tips about sections and other information.